exclusive interview with Nimba County Senator Samuel Koga. This is the first exclusive interview, Spoon TV exclusive interview with Senator Koga following. So were you pushing? Spoon TV is in an exclusive interview with Nimba County Senator Samuel Koga. This is the first exclusive interview, Spoon TV exclusive interview with Senator Koga following his election as Senator of Nimba County. I'm Nelson Collier. We are here this afternoon to basically have a brief interview with the Senator on his position today in Senate, in the chambers of the Liberian Senate that resulted to a major.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you today?
Well, fine, thank you. I'm thankful to the Almighty God for He good to us. He gives us all we need.
Amen. Senator, today you put for a very strong position when following the reading of the committee report for the confirmation of the chairperson of the National Elections Commission, Jonathan Weider, which subsequently lead to you voting against the confirmation. Your position, you care to state that position firstly for the benefit of those just following this for the first time?
Well, in the first place, if you read Article 89, first start with Chapter X, Autonomous Public Commissions, Article 89, the establishment of Autonomous Public Commission and power of legislature to enact laws for their governance. In that, there are like 4 or 3 areas. The following autonomous public commissions are hereby established, and this is established by the Constitution. A Civil Service Commission. We just enacted that law. Instead of civil service, to be Civil Service Commission. And then we have Election Commission. Election Commission, upon the establishment of the Election Commission, there was specific training given to the Election Commission when appointed. 7 years. All commissioners, chairman and the commissioners. It means they should work in conformity of that particular training given by the law. Because the law was created and that power was given by the Constitution, Article 89. So in that light, where the legislature enacted a law giving a specific timeline to a commissioner, election commission, these areas, GAC, they are critical areas to national concern or growth and development. In order to make them non-laissez-faire institution, you got to carve a law that will govern them from interfering. So when the time is given, it should be in conformity and you should comply within that term. The election commissioner then, Councillor the lady, Davietta Brown Asama, she was appointed, nominated, subsequently confirmed and appointed by the president to serve the period of 7 years. In that light, I think she left with 2 or 3 years on expired term. Where the commissioner had resigned, the framer of the law had given a particular timeline, which is 7 years. So whatsoever tenure left unexpired, whosoever that will occupy that position should serve within that period. Afterward, if the president, he would have been confirmed for the unexpired tenure, at which time, when the time is over, if the government find it fit, then they can make a net decision. But to give him 7 years is a violation of that.
So were you pushing that the confirmation that took place today
Yeah.
be for the completion of the tenure
The
of Madam,
unexpired term,
the
yes.
unexpired tenure of
Yeah, of
Madam
David Eto.
Henrietta Brown Lassalle?
Exactly. That's it. Because it's specific. Why will you be specific and deviate? Then the argument they brought was this position is not an elected post. Fine. But you, before you become an elected official, the institution that internalized you before emerging as a legislator is the election commission. So putting somebody there, you cannot go contrary to the law to get a person carte blanche.
But are you also taking into consideration, Senator, that if the confirmation today is to go for the unexpired tenure of Madam Henrietta Brown Lassalle, we're going to be talking about a whole different process for Mr. Jonathan Wither if he's to be renominated, what we saw in the chambers today, where votes will be taken again and all of those. Don't you think your colleagues are trying to, avoid all of those long processes?
There is
and
no
just
bureaucratic bottleneck.
go ahead with the
There
confirmation?
are other commissioners seated that were nominated along with David Eto Brown. And those people are functioning for within a specific given period of time. When that time reaches, eventually they're turning over. They'll be re-nominating. So in that category, we felt that the Jonathan, if nominated and subsequently appointed, should serve for the unexpired term to start afresh with those that will be coming as commissioners. You understand? Not to gain extra time than the others.
But I saw
also, let me tell you something. It also undermines the integrity and bring enough fighting. Let's assume you get Jonathan tenure at this age, at this year. Before those other commissioner tenure expire, it means that he has gone 3 years into his tenure. Then you go into election. Those who were appointed 3 years prior to Jonathan, after Jonathan being in that position, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who had a different view in an argument. Because looking at Jonathan tenure, they would disagree one way or the other because someone will grandstand. But if they went together, you understand? There will be serious internal fighting. Who will be fighting? Who will be next to Jonathan and SYZ? But when they go together, according to the law, I think there will be smooth transition.
But I also saw you voted against. You voted against the confirmation. I think you were the only senator who voted no for the confirmation of Jonathan Wither.
If you read Article 45, I think 45, 45, it states every senator get 1 vote. Each senator get 1 vote. It is my right. The vote that cash had forward march on me or it had an after effect on me. So I stand and take any measure or any condemnation for my vote. And I knew Jonathan since long. But the point here is we should be very much critical and to issue that affects the nation. To be an election commissioner, there are so many things you need to look at. Or recent, Mr. Wither was one of those who was in Unity Party chat room. And he admitted that he was in the chat room. You understand? Performing his duty, you were hired to do a piece of job. Fine. If this man was hired to do a piece of job that went in your favor, and you taking this man to be the election commission, the same election that he worked out modalities in the range, it's a sign of reciprocating, payback. And eventually, this man cannot go against the power that be. The independence is under question. These are some of the reasons.
Do you think up to now, his independence is still under question?
My brother, you were not in a position before and you served the people. and you now get in a position. What a difference. You understand? That place is an anti-graft institution. So it also plays a position in double dipping. Yes. So these are some of the reasons I never voted.
All of those were part of the reason why you didn't vote for
Of
him?
course, yes.
From the neutrality standpoint and also the issue you raised.
Exactly. And like, I'm paying you for the service you did. Yeah, and you will do more.
A lot
Because,
of people,
for example, when you are a civil servant and you start, maybe the first salary was $300. Based on your performance, somebody will give you $500. It stimulates your zest for the job. Yeah, you already bear with the people.
So some people are saying that you're being too critical of the NEC chairperson designate. You know, especially
not be critical, but rational.
Okay.
And my thoughts, I think many nationalists are listening and will analyze it critically. Let me real in this place. I'm telling you a living story. The independence is on a question. Just yesterday, 2023 election was held. The men served as in a war room.
Let me adjust your mic.
Yeah. To ensure that the ruling establishment serve in the position they are in today. And the same ruling establishment that hired you before now is making you commissioner of the sector that brought them to prominence. In that position, what is your neutrality? It's a serious concern that the civil servant need to look at. It's a concern that the opposition need to look at, because this country belongs to all of us. We don't want election that will be marked by fraud, that will result into chaos. Because when people go democratically and be elected, and glaringly they know that they were cheated because of favoritism, they had a propensity to derail the unity of our country. So these are things we are focused on looking at and want to be proactive to let the public know. Yes.
Now that Mr. Wheeler has been confirmed by your colleagues, what next? What's going to be your next plan of action?
We have a one-side responsibility. I have been given the task now based on my conscience to ensure, to monitor the activities, to encourage the opposition that they got to reawaken their spirit and put their thinking cap on to ensure that any will be election in Liberia will be credible. We are also urging the international community, because the international community are the people who give bulk of the money for our election in the country. So what we are seeing today, we are informing them in advance to be aware that those things, we don't want any confusion tomorrow.
Just a final one. Following the heated argument after you raised that concern, in conclusion, we saw that the presiding, who happens to be the president of the Senate, the vice president, said there were other people who were confirmed and their tenure did not expire, and other people took over from there. Those people were being confirmed in similar way, and they were not confirmed to end that the tenure or of those who were there before then. And he went on to list the situation at NAFA, at the LTA, and other institutions. What do you think about that? Don't you think that's something that to look at as well?
Individual opinion outside of the court jurisdiction is not legal. You understand? There is a reason why when people are not happy, they go to court for interpretation. Let the court, there are no precedents in a court. It can be recalled when Garrison and those are LTA and all those people then went to court, that they was illegally removed from the position. The Supreme Court came out of verdict. And it's a precedent today that those people should be paid. And there are records that some of those people have been paid. So it means that the decision that was taken was illegal. The tenure was not elapsed.
So when those coming after them were confirmed without going back to say maybe they have to complete.
I can tell you before the confirmation of
Geneton, widow.
how they call it, not Geneton, Clarence Massacre to
Yeah,
Al
at the
LP
LP.
and what have you.
Yeah.
They made payment of those people on expired term. The records are there. That they challenge it. That was one of the things that brought us on their confirmation. I'm telling you seriously. So the president they're talking about, I don't know what president they're talking about. The central bank governor will pay Talu.
Is it possible to find anybody who will have absolutely no political connection to be the chairman?
No, that's not an issue. That's not an issue. Nobody is a rogue or criminal until you are caught.
Okay.
So the issue of neutrality is relative. But wherein this person admitted to the public that I assisted the political party, I will hire for them to do a piece of job for them, which elevated them to presidency. And the same person you're nominating to serve in that position, it compromises the professionalism. It places the integrity under question.
Just a final question for me now, Senator.
Yeah.
I know you have to go. Where do you stand right now politically? There's information in the corridor that you are proposed or you're being spotted to go as VP, with former President George Weah come 2029.
Maybe you got the information.
That's what some people are saying.
I'm not in the know of that. Okay. But let me be frank, I've been very much critical from the representative to the Senate. Follow my track record. I can support a political party, but when they go contrary, I talk it. So it's not only because you're hearing rumor. And the rumor you're talking about are not being confronted on it.
Okay, so now we're asking you.
No,
how true is that
issue here, let me tell you something. I have never seen any part of the world that somebody who intend to become a running mate to somebody will be more than the person who's supposed to choose him. Then mean you are already ambitious. I don't calculate it. It is based upon the repetition of the individual that the state or organization can say, based on this man's track record, he can go as this person. Then you better either accept or reject. But for you to be filibuster in movies, I will go and running mate to this, I will do a this. No, I'm critical because this is an issue that border on nation, concern. My position is clear. Whether 1,000 people voted, but my one vote is no. And I'm stating the reason why I know. And I want the public to know that we're elected independent to come here. And when things are going on that not satisfactory, we should talk about it.
Well, Senator, anything you want to say in closing?
Well, so far so good. And then it can be an empirical fact that you can compare with other events. To say based on Supreme Court judiciary, verdict, section SYZ, therefore this can happen. But outside of that you don't make any law, but the law says 7 years, you get in 7 years. So whosoever that went there when they turn out over that 7 years, whosoever that comes to complete that on expired term, then you can go you can't go on the contract to get it man straight 7 years. No. Yes.
Thank you,
That's
Senator.
my point.
But just a final one, because I'm already here with you. Just a final one. What is a relationship like with you and the vice president?
No. I don't think the vice president have any difference in terms of relationship.
Okay.
I'm doing a piece of job.
Politically,
I'm a senator. He's a vice president. Simple. You got a term of reference. I got my term of reference.
So everything
I cannot do a job. You cannot do my job. But we can coordinate. We're from different branches of government. Simple. Yesterday, they were on a fine Ganta. You go with it together, everything. So for me, I look at issue critically. I don't look at issue on sentiment. That's my concern.
So NIMBA is united. NIMBA is a one force right now.
The word unity, as a whole, unity is a very fine word. What you may consider united today or unified,
Mm.
others may consider it non-unified.
But from your own perspective,
It's a big country. We are together. We speak together. People who got their position, they talk with each other, they understand each other, and what have you. There is no fight. Things are calm.
is the United Party doing well?
We are not here to discuss the issue of United Party. The discussion on our review had to do with the nomination and subsequent confirmation of Jonathan Widow. That's my concern for now.
Senator, thanks a whole lot. We look forward to that time when we'll have an exclusive interview and all of those other issues. But thanks a lot.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I witnessed my colleague this morning on social media and then raging the kind of things he said regarding us as colleagues in the legislature, seated in your seat and making some radio statements. Honorable Speaker and co-presiding, my colleagues, I'm asking this body to kindly investigate our colleague to approve the radio statement.
Good evening and welcome to the Heat Tower Show here at Vic Sealy on BKS TV. On the Heat Tower, we see a dialogue and our confrontation. We see worries in that bullet. On the Heat Tower, we discuss issues affecting Liberia, ranging from politics, health, agriculture, and entertainment. A lot more here too as well. The Heat Tower Show comes here every Monday through Sunday, beginning at 8 o'clock p.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. Liberia time. And of course, on tonight's edition of the show, we'll be hosting Councillor Tiawan Se Gonglo. Councillor Gonglo is an activist for free speech and a lot more. Councillor Gonglo join us here tonight on the show as we discuss issues facing Liberia today. It's going to be a wonderful show, and it's going to be a really great conversation here tonight. Unconfirmed report we are receiving is that the former superintendent of Nema County, Nelson Kokoi, is dead. Circumstances surrounding his death are yet unclear. What led to his death is yet unclear. We've not received or we've not gathered any other medical reports giving the cause of his death, but it's still unconfirmed. A lot of reputable people have been commenting on that. And if it is true, we want to say our condolences to the Kokoi's family, both in and around Liberia. We want to say our DPS condolences to you guys and the NEMA people too as well. Well, again, we'll be hosting Councillor Gonglo here tonight. And we want to say a big shout out to the folks from Voice of Tapita for always relaying the show here on BKS TV, and also our own station, Voice of BKS, for always relaying the show to as well. It's great to be on here. Today is Tuesday, and today is the 9th of June 2026, and it's great to have all of you on here this evening. Well, big brother Aloysius Alexander Tente Jr., on a big brother, sometimes me and he, so now you won't get me. But Aloysius, it's great to have you on here this evening. George Miaman is also following us from Ganta City, Nema County. My friend and brother, the train cadre, S. Matthew M. Quite Jr. is also following the show here too as well. Jackson S. U. Pekin is watching us from Johnsonville, Montserrat County. Well, a lot has been happening in Liberia of late, and today we will bring you more updates here very shortly on the show. But if you're watching us in the comment section, tell us where you're watching us from, and let's be able to recognize you too as well. Well, it's great to have you guys here, and it's wonderful to have all of you here this evening. Okay, let's try to bring you some major updates across Liberia. Let's try to bring you some updates across Liberia too as well. 25 minutes past 8 o'clock in Liberia. Let's bring you some of the headlines for today. Nigerian clergyman Ayadole fires back at the Liberian government, dismissing the country's complaint to the Nigerian government, says Liberia should take it to Trump's court. The Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency seized cocaine worth over 19 million at the Roberts International Airport in a major drug operation. The Liberian Senate has overwhelmingly confirmed Councillor Jonathan Widow as National Election Commission chairperson of Liberia. And of course, a man reportedly away from Liberia, a man reportedly shot a Kenyan protest against U.S. Ebola quarantine center. And these are the major headlines we have with us here today. Let's try to go in depth. Charles Beslow, good evening. Welcome to the show here, Vix. Even Charles is watching us from Tinkoff Village community in Monrovia. The Liberia Intellectual Property Office, in partnership with the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, has launched 4-day business and intellectual property management clinic in Bond County, training 30 entrepreneurs in intellectual property protection, branding, financial management, and enterprise development. Speaking at the opening, LIPO Deputy Director General for Industrial Property, James Bannon, said the initiative aims to help entrepreneurs protect and commercialize their intellectual property assets while expanding access to LIPO services outside Monrovia. Meanwhile, UNDO Senior National Value Chain Expert Dave Assad said the training is helping businesses strengthen their management system, formalize operation, and improve market cooperative. Highlighting results from the pilot phase 1, LIPO program manager Alfred Winger disclosed that all 30 participants in the recently concluded Lofa County clinic completed trademark application from forms after identifying their intellectual property asset. The program will continue in Nema and Magibi counties in the coming weeks, he said. A tense standoff happened today at the Liberian representative session between the management of the Liberian Traffic Management Incorporated and the Sergeant at Arms of the House of Representatives after company CEO Mohammed Abdul Dawit was framed openly refusing to comply with a legislative order to turn over his firm's wooden license plates. In a photo circulating from the Capitol building, Dawit is seen resisting the directive challenging the authority of the House Chief Enforcement Officer, who had been dispatched to seize the controversial plate LTMI, which holds a government concession to manage driver license and vehicle registration across Liberia, has come under increasing scrutiny over the quality and longevity of its production. This is from the Executive Mansion here too as well. President Joseph Yuman Boakai Sr. has relieved Ambassador Sheikh I. Mustafa of his duties as Ambassador at Large for Special Duties and Special Presidential Envoy with immediate effect. In a communication dated June 8, 2026, President Boakai informed Ambassador Mustafa that recent event arising from public statement attributed to him concerning the Honorable House of Representatives, coupled with subsequent communication received from that body expressing a vote of no confidence in his continuing service, have created circumstances requiring presidential attention and action. The president emphasized that the success of Liberia's national development agenda depends on constructive engagement, mutual respect, and effective collaboration among the three coordinate branches of government. The Liberian chief executive noted that the implementation of the arrest agenda for inclusive development requires strong working relationship among national institutions in pursuit of the common good. The president thanked Ambassador Mustafa for his service to the nation and wished him well in his future endeavors. Well, if you just joined the show here this evening, you're listening to BKS TV Heat Our Show. And of course, we have been relay on Voice of BKS in Butuo Town, Nema County, and a Voice of Tapeta in Tapeta City, Nema County. Former Chief of Protocol to ex-President George Weah, Nora Finna-Bondo, has reportedly entered Liberia through Roberts International Airport on Tuesday without being arrested, despite an outstanding warrant issued by Criminal Code C. Bondo, who is facing multiple criminal charges, including money laundering, theft of property, misuse of public money, criminal conspiracy, fraudulent and criminal facilitation, allegedly arrived on board an Air Peace flight and passed through immigration authorities without incident. The development has raised serious concern over the enforcement of court orders and the credibility of Liberia border security system. Court records show that Bondo has filed a $4,356,000 property valuation bond before Criminal Code C, pledging several properties as security for her appearance during trial. Okay, still on updates across Liberia. Today, Senator Samuel Koga voted no in the confirmation hearing or the confirmation of NEC chairperson. We'll bring you more details of this story here tonight as the show unfolds too as well. Still in Liberia, a lot been happening. A lot been happening still in Liberia. All right. Let's see. Let's see if we can bring you these ones too before we go to international news. The government of Liberia, through the Ministry of Health, has donated a brand new Toyota ambulance to James David Medical Center as part of efforts to strengthen healthcare delivery and improve patient referral services. The donation forms part of a broader initiative by the Ministry of Health to distribute 25 ambulances to health facilities nationwide to enhance emergency response and patients' transportation. We'll bring you more details of this story here too tonight as the show unfolds. Ojuku B. Wanda is watching us here from Rehab Committee, Copper Fund around President Resident. Ojuku, welcome to the show here this evening. The CEO is also in the back following religious. Let's see you. I want to say good evening and welcome to the show. It's great to have you on here too tonight. Well, let's try to bring you some bit of international news before we go for our musical break while we await our guests to join us in the back too as well. My man, C. Jackson Miamen is also relaying the show tonight at our station in Butuo, Electoral District 5, Nema County. Mr. Miamen, good evening and welcome to the show here this evening. All right, let's try to bring you some sports news. Yeah, I'm not a sport guy, but I'm told that Liberia defeated Sierra Leone today 3-0. I will try to get this story here for you this evening as we are here to inform you about the happenings across the country. Well, we are days away from the FIFA World Cup kickoff. We are just a few days away from it. Let's go for this break. When we come back, we will continue with the updates across the country. Stay tuned and keep listening.
Honorable Speaker and co-presiding, my colleagues, I'm asking this body to kindly investigate, to kindly probe, to ask our colleague what prompted his decision, seated in that seat of yours as the Speaker of the Honorable House, denigrating the sacredness of that seat, openly in the public. Before I take my seat, Honorable Speaker and colleagues of this honorable body, I'm begging your indulgence, I'm craving your indulgence to kindly submit or subject our colleague to approve and then be clear and tell us through the rules of the administration what really prompted his actions this morning. Thank you, and I submit it.
Observation acknowledged. Motion, small moreover. Information denied. Small moreover. Make the motion as it relates to the action.
Information, Mr. Speaker.
Information denied.
Information, Mr. Speaker.
Information denied. Also make the motion.
The man cannot raise issue.
Information denied.
Raise issue against
Sergeant,
and you refuse.
Sergeant,
You refuse
if let me go continue the result, please ask me out.
to talk.
Ombudsman, the motion, please.
I should have the opportunity to bring your Mr. Speaker, let me give my information to the motion.
Motion, please. Information denied. The committee was subjected to investigation.
Honorable Speaker, co-presiding distinguished police, as per our rule for the 2.1, keeping the dignity of the House. If second, I move that the Committee on Rule and Order take a decisive decision on 2 months suspension suspension after investigation is found guilty.
Okay, so the investigation will give us the recommendation.
Thank you.
Okay, so we submitting our colleagues for investigation to the rule and order to be reported next Thursday.
Thank you.
This coming Thursday. How do you think so that they can do a CEO?
Distinguished colleagues, I'm already because the motion was improper, consistent with our practice. The motion was improper, consistent with our practice. That's not readiness. So the motion has to be restated for proper clarity before we can vote.
Okay.
Thank you.
Honorable, restate the motion. Let me restate the motion. The order ready to come.
Honorable Speaker, co-presiding. Honorable Speaker, co-presiding the distinguished police. Rule 42.1 of our standing rule. If second, I move that the Committee on Rule and Order take this matter and have an investigation, after which report to plenary with the action of 2 months.
Well, that was the tense situation today at the House of Representatives when one of the representative called for a prop into the statement made by Bond County Representative Marvin Core. And like we said in our intro here this evening, we'll be hosting Councillor Tiawan Gonglo. Councillor Gonglo, as you all know, no need to introduce him that much. He doesn't even like too much of introduction, but he's an expert, legal expert, politician, an activist, advocate for free speech and all of that. So Councillor Gonglo join us here tonight on the show. We'll be discussing a couple of issues from Nimba, Liberia at large, and all of that. CEO, good evening. Let's hear you shortly as we bring on the councillor.
Well, not much to say. Like you said, our councillor, our leader, our father from the county, and someone that everyone holds, in high esteem when it comes to anything that has to do with Liberia. I want to say thanks to him for coming. Without further ado, I think we should get him on. It's going to be more of a tutorial learning from him here tonight about other issues pertaining to the country. And we look forward to having a conversation with him. As you can tell, that the folks in Butuo and in the voice of BKS in Butuo is relaying it, and then also the voice of Tapeta as well. So it's going to be something that everyone is listening to. I don't know if he's having some technical issues there.
Yeah, you could tell. I don't know. Maybe let's give it some time and see if we can rejoin us here too as well. Councillor Gonglo is our guest here tonight on the show, and we'll be discussing Liberia's issue, Nimba issue, coupled with some international issues too as well. I hope we could place more emphasis on the War and Economic Crimes Code here tonight. Go to the border issue and all of that, and let's try to understand, as my man Chris Silly would say, the nitty-gritty of the entire thing, and dive into some of the major happenings across the country. We'll discuss the bread and butter issue too as well, and all of that. But it's good to have all of you, those of you watching us on Facebook, YouTube, and those of you listening to us via radio. The people of Buyao Electoral District 5, the people of Butuo Town, the people of Nyar Butuo, Nyar Maui, I want to say good evening to all of you, and welcome this evening to the Heat Hour show here on BKS TV.
Yeah, CEO, and I think I have to join you there in sending a special shout out to our folks at the radio station there in Butuo. They have been doing extremely well. As you know, we have our boy Clinton Jackson, man. I see the man guy, the two Congo name there. He's in the back and he's relaying tonight, and people have been listening and asking about that. So I want to say shout out to our people who are listening to us tonight, to the people from your Butuo, the folks from Buna Guna, where we are from. This is to our old man and listener tonight. This show is almost the same as what their late son Benjamin Seka used to bring back on in EW. Back in the days in the 80s, at 8 o'clock is when a show used to come on, and this Heat Hour show somehow resembles that. So I want to say good evening to all of them, the folks who are listening to us across Nimba. Voice of Tapeta is relaying, and then obviously voice of BKS in Buyao district is relaying. So we are excited to have our father and the councilor on here tonight.
Councilor Gonglo, good evening. Councilor, good evening.
Good evening. How are you, gentlemen?
You're doing wonderful. How you doing, Chief?
How are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, we are hearing you.
Uh-oh.
Wow. Council, good evening.
Okay.
Yes, are you hearing us now?
I just arrived from work. The traffic here is terrible. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, we are hearing you now.
I can hear you. But
we are also hearing you.
Uh-oh.
I think there is a bit of delay.
Okay.
All right. It's good to have you on here this evening, Council. Wow. Okay. Well, Honorable Boris Balia is also watching us here, Vic Ceiling. Boris, good evening. Welcome to the show. How you doing? Well, this is going to be a really, really good conversation, but I don't know. Well,
Yeah,
Council,
reception here is a problem.
yeah, I think you are okay now. Are you hearing us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great.
I live in the Marshall area. It's far away from town.
Yeah, so it's great to have you on here this evening. Before we go to other national issues for discussion, how have you been? How is the broom? You told the Liberian people that the broom came to stay. What else?
Bro.
What are some of the things that the broom have been doing of late?
Well, I'm teaching at the 2 law schools in Liberia, which is a major contribution. No contribution can surpass teaching people because knowledge stays. You can build markets, you can build schools, you can build clinics. They could be destroyed by fire or anything, but knowledge stays. And I enjoy the fact that I'm teaching. So I carry the broom to my classroom at the Louis Otto Graham School of Law, and also at the new law school, the Liberia School of Law, where I'm teaching about 4 courses right now. That is what the broom is doing. And
Great.
conscientizing people as I walk through the streets. People are usually curious about the broom, and so I'm using it as an awareness tool. Then I tell them this broom is meant to sweep corruption from government, because government is a place to serve, not to steal. And so the broom is becoming the most popular national symbol.
Great. Let's start from Nima County, where you hail from, and then we will go to other national issues. There have been this debate, quote unquote, one Nima. People who have been proffering that debate have been saying that Libanians should unite behind one person and support them as a presidential candidate in order for Nima to secure that seat. Many of them have been putting the name of the vice president. Every Libanian should go behind the vice president and support him. Now, if this debate is brought to you that we should put our eggs in one basket and support one individual for the presidency, what would be your take on it?
But that disqualifies me, so I'm the wrong person to ask. I'm still in the race. I'm a presidential candidate, aspirant, and I intend to run in 2029. So I cannot be saying, let's go behind the vice president. I respect people's choices, but the presidency is not for a county. Nearly 100% of the people at Nimba supported Senator Prince Johnson, but he didn't become president. You have to be liked by other people nationally in order to become president of Liberia. If the presidency was for Nimba County, Senator Johnson would have become president of Nimba. So we need to go beyond our counties and go to other people because it's a national position.
But do you agree with the statement that we should put our eggs in one basket?
No, I don't agree with that. Even families disagree. It's difficult. People will be pretentious. They will say, "Oh yeah, we are behind you," and then you go to the ballot box when you're counting, and you see a smaller number of votes because people wanted to be like they were together and they were. But when actual voting time comes, people vote for their choices. I've seen that. I've seen that many times. One candidate with his whole security group, one time in one election here, voted one place, and it turned out that the votes he got were 2 votes, he and his wife. So people do vote for their choices.
You hear from Nima. Nima is considered to be the second most populated county in Liberia. What have been your engagement with the people of Nima County since the presidential election?
Oh, I go to Nimba all the time. I was just recently, over the weekend, in Nimba for 2 events. The funeral of the late George Green, and then there's a nursing assistant school in Saclay that was putting up its first graduation, and they asked me to speak there. I was the keynote speaker. It was a little bit stressful for me. I told them I'm coming to the George's funeral. They said, "We beg you, just come to Saclay and come back." And I did that, and I've been engaged in Nimba almost every month or every 2 months or so. I'm attending some event in Nimba. Yeah, I was at Prince Towards Chief Prince Towards funeral. I was in New York, PA, some months ago as a keynote speaker at the youth program that they were dedicating. So I'm always in Nimba.
Great. So we're still in Nimba. There is a big debate right now about the audit report from Nimba County. I'm pretty sure you've read the report from GAC. Other lawmakers from the county have sent a communication to the LACC so that they can investigate those people who are mentioned within the report. What is your stand on this report?
That one is a given. I'm a lawyer. I'm a rule of law person. I fight for integrity. I carry the broom. They should take it to a logical conclusion. Should hold people accountable. I just I did a training at LACC, I think about a month ago, training their lawyers and investigators on how to build a case effectively. So, I mean, they should take it to a logical conclusion. Hold people accountable for public money.
So what if some of these people that are indicted within a report comes to you and say, "Councillor, you're from Nimba and we want you to serve as our lawyer"? What would be your step?
Well, I don't take cases on the basis of relationship. I take cases on the basis of the evidence and your defense.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I do. I teach criminal law. I teach criminal procedural law. I teach constitutional law, human rights law. I teach 6 law courses. I'm not going to. If the evidence shows that you are alive, you are guilty, I tell you, you go make an arrangement with the government.
Thank you. If you just joined us here tonight, we have with us Councillor Tiawamse Gonglo. He's our guest here tonight on the show. And like we said, we'll be discussing a couple of issues ranging from the Nimba audit report to the national election law, the law from 2014. We'll also be discussing the Warren Economic Crimes Court. We'll be discussing a couple of issues here tonight. CEO, let me turn it over to you. Welcome.
Thank you so much for taking up your time, Councillor, to join us. I know you know it was an impromptu.
Gentlemen, I just came from work. You can join me to eat some mangoes from Liberia.
Tell you to eat healthy. We should have a broom in our hand while eating healthy. But I want to say thank you for taking up your time. With the traffic and your schedule, for joining us. We people like you, we always feel blessed and privileged to have you on here to talk to us. Interestingly, like I said earlier, you're not just talking to the folks on the internet. You got people in Mutuo, all the villages, they're listening to you tonight. Voice of Tapeta is also relaying the show. So it is actually sending a lot of messages out there to our people in Nimba. My question I have for you on that auditing before we move to the next topic is, there's this debate about statute of limitation, right? So audit report was conducted, it just came out. So some folks have been arguing that if someone was caught with their hands in the cookie jar, and it would happen about 5 years ago, over 5 years ago, and after LACC finds out other appropriate investigating institution find out that this person is guilty, they might be exempted or excluded from any future punishment because of statute of limitation. What's your legal stand on that?
When cases are evolving, I don't like to talk about them deeply because it could affect people's rights, you know, and the ability to defend themselves. So I have to be cautious, but I can talk about cases that have passed.
Right.
There was this case with, I think it was Clemenceau Uri, back during President Sirleaf's time. And the Auditing Commission did the report that showed that they had spent some money, bribed the legislature and all of that, some amount of money, over $100,000 or more. But the audit had taken place like 5 years earlier. And so government had the information, and government came 5 years later to take them to court. And their lawyer filed a motion to dismiss the case on the ground of statute of limitation because for that type of crime, the statute of limitation is 5 years.
Right.
And so 5 years are expired, and so the case was dismissed, and that was the end of the case. So unless the case is not discovered earlier, or for some reason, maybe the person traveled or so, but when government has information and does not act and waits until the statute of limitation passes, it becomes difficult. The case doesn't go anywhere.
Thank you. Thank you, Junior. That's what I have on that.
Yeah, just a follow-up to that, you know, for polling information. Does statute of limitation apply to criminal cases?
Yeah. I just told you one criminal case, theft. Yeah. You know, the charges for over $100,000, but it took over 5 years before government did it, and the case was dismissed on the ground of statute of limitation. Yeah, they got the only criminal case that does not have statute of limitation are capital offenses like murder, treason, but ordinary felony is 5 years. You know, yeah. So yeah, misdemeanor, the different categories of crimes have different statute of limitations. So, except for capital offenses.
Oh, okay, great. So now we want to take you to this electoral law. I'm told that this law has been in existence from 2014, but the National Election Commission have not been implementing that law. Let's start with your stand on the 2% and tell us where you stand.
Okay, so my party, in the 2017 election, my party had one representative elected from Margibi County, Ellen Atto. 2023, she didn't run on our ticket. She won as, I think, as an independent or so. We didn't get it. They required 2% of the total votes, and we did not get any legislative seat, which means by that 2014 law, we will, as a party, not participate in elections for 12 years. We're going to say the law said 2 subsequent elections. But, so we are challenging it and saying it is unconstitutional because the only grounds in the Constitution for deregistering any political party is violence. You know, your party is a party that promotes violence and all of that. The grounds are there. So this other ground that was brought in the 2014 law is unconstitutional. But legally, you can only raise issue when you have standing. We could not have brought it before because it didn't affect us. Now that it affects us, we have standing to go to court. So we have filed a petition for declaratory judgment for the court to declare that that law is unconstitutional because it actually votes, but it is like excluding people, which is a violation of several provisions of the Constitution that we cited in our petition. And we are optimistic that we will get a fair judgment, a favorable judgment, and we'll participate in the 2029 election as a political party, Liberian People's Party. there are about 20 political parties that stand to be disenfranchised by that law.
So while we're still on the law, I beg to bring in the commissioner confirmed today, the chairperson. People raise issue that he's unqualified, let me say so, because he offered services before to the Unity Party. And then today he was unanimously confirmed by the Liberian Senate. And before his confirmation hearing, this discussion came out about the 2% law. Do you have confidence in the chairperson confirmed that he would deliver for the Liberian people without sentiment? And do you think that this government is pushing him to implement that law? Because he had been on the board from 2014 and 2017 was not implemented.
Well, he said that, but let me say I have confidence in him. I personally appear on the radio and say he was qualified. He has the education, he has the experience, he has had so many trainings abroad, he has conducted several elections, so there's no question about his qualification. He's a competent person. I was lawyer for Elections Commission one time when he was there, and I know him to be qualified. The Liberian People's Party also issued a statement why he was going through confirmation. In fact, as soon as he was nominated, that the party trust him and believe that he's qualified. So that I've already expressed that view. Now, on the question of decisions of the Elections Commission, it's not a decision that one person can take. It's the board, they vote on every decision. It's just first among equals, right? But the law is the law. Unless that law is repealed or the court declares it unconstitutional, it is the law. So we have gone to court. Senator Bill Tuawe in the Senate has put something on the floor for an amendment of the election law to remove that particular provision of the law. I understand Representative Musa Hassan Bility from Nimba County has also filed something, a bill in the House to also reform the election law with the object of removing that provision of the elections law. So they are working in the legislature, we are in the court. If the law is removed, is repealed or amended while our case in court, then our case will become moot. Then the case will end right there. If it is not repealed and will go to court, and then the court declares the law unconstitutional, then their exercise will also end. So that's what we are doing.
Okay, great. CEO, welcome.
I just have a follow-up question to that. So, Councilor, why do you think this is coming up now? No, it has been good for law.
I just said because we are affected.
Wow.
If you are not affected by law, you don't raise that issue in court. There was a case, Citizen Solidarity, about the code of conduct. And the court raised the issue in the Supreme, and the court said, but how does this thing affect you? They say, it's a matter of public interest. We are interested in it. Say, it does not give you standing. You have to be affected. There was also a case, Center for Law and Human Rights Education, and some Islamic organization filed something in the court before. So the Supreme Court always say something must affect you. You must stand to be injured by something. You must have a real issue. You can't be speculative. You can't say, maybe the law will affect me. No.
Thank you. And then in summary of that, with the whole election law thing, 2029 is approaching and not too far. I know people may think it's far, but from your perspective, the whole election laws and the way everything is set up now, how confident are you in everything that is going on now that everything will be set up in a way that Liberia will have the same election result that happened before when it comes to all these little, small election laws, things that are coming up? Your confidence in the entire process as a candidate?
Well, there's nothing that is 100% correct, but if we, the Liberian people, want things to be straight, it will be straight. We raise issues, will not be silent as we are doing now. All the other issues that have to deal with the election, political parties and even civil society activists, everybody should be speaking. You don't build democracy by silence. You build democracy by speaking, like what you people are doing on the show, bringing issues out. That is the way you build a democratic society, a peaceful society, because silence can surprise people. You know, some people can remain silent and all of a sudden they become violent because they've been keeping things in their mind for so long. So it's good to keep things open and be raising all these issues. We have started. There are 20 political parties that could be affected by this law, but we have gone ahead and, like we say, the Liberian People's Party is the oldest party among the parties that stand to be affected. So we are taking the leadership in doing that. And if we succeed, then all of them will benefit from it. One of the things I said on the radio yesterday is, look, political parties are just like how the economy performs. Sometimes the economy grows 5%. The next year the economy goes, in the negative, and then sometimes it goes 10%. So it's cyclical; it goes up and down. Same thing with political parties. Some political parties become popular, then in other elections they become minority. Then we have three party here, but who can hear about three party? It just died by itself. But the choices that people make, we had NDPL. NDPL still exists as a party, but you don't hear much of it, even activities. So parties should naturally die by themselves, but not to vote them out of participation in the electoral process is unconstitutional to do it that way. Even in Europe, some parties in France, Germany, in England, some of them 30 years, you don't hear the name. Then all of a sudden, they become ruling party. Then after some time, they drop. In America, the two parties do not exist by law. There was no law that said, oh, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party should be the only two parties. And in fact, there are more parties in the United States. For example, there's a Communist Party of the United States.
Yeah.
People don't know. And there's a Communist Party of the United States. There's Green Party. There are all these parties. They have not made mark enough to be as popular as the two parties. The progressives in the Democratic Party, for example, led by Bernie Sanders, are getting numbers. Who knows? They might decide to form a political party as, center-left group. So these things evolve.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that. And to even summarize, I think this is the best thing that we can do. I know we are emphasizing a lot on NIMBA, but we know the role that NIMBA plays in our election process. And most of our people, sometimes they don't get the information to them way before election. So people will wait towards the end. They go to those villages and tell people this is what happened, and then they grab it and run with it. But having a platform like this and someone like you coming on here talking to our people, and people are in Ologwatu and different towns, they're listening to you and hearing the details from people like you, I think is helpful, and we hope to continue to play our part and as we move further. But I will stop here, and then Romeo, welcome to the show.
But let me just say something about what you said. We all, those of us who have some knowledge, have an obligation, moral obligation, to keep creating awareness. We can't keep silent and keep quiet on what we know that could help society. So for me, since the election, I've been to a kindergarten graduation program to be guest speaker. Just Saturday, I was at a big program on the SKD Boulevard to speak to some young people. Like I told you, I was in New York, PA, to speak to some young people to say keynote speaker. So I go everywhere. And I know in this country, politicians, like I said yesterday, will be going to every program beginning July 2028. July 26th, then when it will start. Because it will be 1 year before election. Then they come Yeah, I got it $100 arrest for your 26, or yes, on beer and all that. But I think it doesn't show respect to the people. I think we should speak to them, tell them our programs, what we plan for them, instead of just feeding them like you're feeding chickens and like animals. It doesn't show real respect. And I must say that what people are doing is good, because it will create an informed population that can make decisions based on certain factors, not just their stomach. For example, the last election, President Boakai, candidate Boakai at that time, and candidate George Weah did not attend any debate. ACO candidate or ANC candidate, or at that time CPP, they didn't attend any of the debates, but they got more votes than those who attended the debates. So my question was, on what basis were they voting for them? Because when you are looking for a job, you go for a job interview. The debate, presidential debate, is a job interview. That when you appear and say, you're giving me a job, this is what I intend to do with that position. But if people who don't even respect the Liberian people to tell them their plans and the kind of policies they want to bring in, all of that, and their behavior in government and all, and they still vote for them, it really doesn't serve as an incentive for the people for politicians to show respect to the majority of the people. But platforms like yours will force politicians to face the people. It's important to tell them their plans.
Yeah, and then before we go, Junior, I'm sorry, I want to just add this to what the councilor said there. So we have Voice of Tapeta and then Radio BKS in Butu relaying it. So I usually tell people, since I started doing this whole commentary thing, that someone told me once that when you tell something to people all the time, even if it's not true, councilor, and you on air, the people in Butu listen to one story, even if it's not a true story. Say Councilor Tiawon Gonglo is light skin. They keep saying that over and over. It has an impact on the effect, and it sticks in. And then if you have not been doing it over and over, and you come 1 year before election, and you go to the old man there and decide and say, oh no, I'm not light skin, or I'm darker, and then it becomes a little problem. But I agree with you. Platforms like these are important to be able to change the narrative, and we do look forward to playing our part to the development of Liberia. But I will stop here for now. Junior, you can take over.
Thank you. Before we go to Romeo Council, I want to make a follow-up question to the electoral law. This law, if not repealed or declared unconstitutional by the court, do you think it has a propensity to take us back to the old days of Liberia having only two-party system, of which Liberians at that time advocated that we should have a multi-party system?
True, that's a fear. Our country has had a history of exclusion. If I can take just 1 or 2 minutes on it, when this country started, the first presidents had light skin, looking at white people, Joseph Jenkins Roberts and all that. And they came with people who had dark skin from the Americas, and they were kept down, not excluded, but kept down, like second-class citizens, and those who were light-skinned were the ones that were leading up to 1870, when they formed the Tree Party in 1868. The Tree Party came as a resistant party, like a revolutionary party, to challenge the monopoly of power, control of power by the light-skinned people. Then, when they took power from 1878, they served a little bit, but from 1878, they had power up to 1980, and they wouldn't let anybody come near power too. And so we had although the Constitution did not say one-party state, but we had a virtual one-party state with only Tree Party, and people kept resisting. You hear Detour, you hear different people in our history who were thrown in jail for just trying to participate in the political process, to the extent that the coup took place before the political space got open for participation in the 1985 election. So on the radio yesterday, I appeared on 3 radio stations and said, look, exclusion can bring problem. Inclusion can maintain peace. When everybody is included, they can be happy. Don't exclude people. Don't do anything to exclude people. Let people fight for themselves. I don't care if they are included, they may not reach where they want to reach, because wherever they want to reach depends upon the choices that people will make. But just include, let the place be open for everyone, you know. So, because, for example, Charles Taylor, MPP, could have gone to 90% because we heard in 1997 that they were counting the ballots up to 73% and the election commission stopped. So let's assume they had a kind of law in 1997 and Taylor went to say 97% or 98%, and all the other 10 or more political parties were left to share 0.1, 0.5, and coming to make the 3%, then we'll have had a one-party state based on that law. Or, it's like if that law was in Rwanda, Paul Kagame in the last election got 98%, right? So it means the rest of the parties got only 2%. And they were sharing that 2%. That means nobody will have gotten 2%. It's not a good law. It has the potential of creating one-party state.
Thank you. Romeo, welcome to the show. Let's give you the opportunity to ask your 2 questions. Those of you just joining us here tonight, we are hosting Councillor Tiawan Sey Gonglo. And of course, you all know him. We're discussing a couple of issues here tonight. Number 1 is the audit. 2 is the electoral law of 2014. And then the next topic we'll be going to is the War and Economic Crimes Court. And we'll conclude it with Brian Butler.
The councillor came from work, so we're not saying too much of the paper. So we know we're gonna bring him back, right? With a broom. So we don't want
Before I give you an excuse next time.
Romeo, let's hear you can ask one question on this issue, and then we move to the next topic, and let's be ready to pass with it.
All right, let me say thank you all so much, Junior, and thank you to the CEO, and I like to say good evening also to the councillor. Yeah, I love the man when at time when we attend some program. Yeah, you always moving with a broom. Yeah, see, I will sweep the corruption. So, honorable councillor, I care to know about this issue of this percentage. If this percentage affect the independent candidate or just only the party system?
Or it affects independent candidates too. If you ran as an independent candidate and you didn't get that percentage, then you'll be barred too.
Oh, wow. You also be bound for the senior.
Yeah.
All right. And another one. There are couples of issues within our sector when it comes to the political angle. So I want you to clarify this. Are you actually in support of the current government, or you are a member of the opposition?
Okay, so I'm a member of the opposition, right? But during election time, I led my party and my supporters to support President Boubacar. I don't think that in a national issue, you can be neutral. Neutrality is not a solution. So we supported President Kennedy Joseph Boubacar, and we campaigned for him throughout the country, and he won. But we did it with a caveat. In the statement we issued, we said, look, in the first 100 days, we'll watch you. When there are missteps, we'll tell you. When there are good things, we'll also tell you. Like he appointed the Elections Commission chair, and my party issued a positive statement, said this is a competent person, blah, blah, blah. But when there are missteps, we also mention the missteps, like the LOFA project. We've been critical on it as a party, and even for me as a politician, I've criticized it and said, this is a violation of rule of law. This project was not budgeted. We just got surprised by it. What was the procurement process? You're spending millions of dollars and nobody knows how the contract was awarded. The Minister of Information came and said something else. And the Deputy Minister said, oh, that's a Manorobo Union project. Then they asked the press secretary, she said, I don't know about it. Minister of State didn't know about it. Minister of Public Works didn't know about it. There's a construction. And then finally, the Minister of Information came and said, oh, yeah, it is a government-funded project, but it's not 10 million, it's 6 million. The president got on the radio when they asked him, he said, I didn't even know about that project. And my reaction was, if the president does not know about a project that is $6 million or more, then somebody should be in jail accounting. So we raise those kind of issues. Yeah, we raise those kind of issues to make the government to perform, because we supported them to win. We didn't support them to win to do things that are not in the best interest of Liberia. So we have a moral obligation to put them on track. For example, under international law, when somebody run away from a country and come to your country, you can't just send them back, you know. So President Weah sent one policeman back to Sierra Leone. President Boubacar too sent one man back to Guinea. These are violations of the international law that we are party to, you know. And so I was not surprised that the Millennium Challenge Corporation said Liberia is still failing in the rule of law. And when you fail in rule of law, it's difficult for you to make progress in any area, because rule of law establishes the atmosphere for economic development, for social development, for anything, you know. So Millennium Challenge account say, under President Weah, our score was 44%. This year they say, under President Boubacar, our score is 44%. So I said, well, my prima one, arithmetic say 44 minus 44, that's 0. We mean there have been no movement in the rule of law. It's not a good statement for our country. So we flag these things. Even on the question of outsourcing jobs. You outsourcing jobs that Liberians should be doing, you're giving them to foreigners. About 4 outsourcing areas. And you know, these companies that are taking our jobs are not bringing money. They collect your revenue, whether that's licensing or the work permit or the alien registration, then they take percentage. So they are sharing our revenue, thereby reducing the amount of revenue that should be going. Well, Minister of Labor, I increased the work permit fee from $400 to $1,000. And we used to collect our money straight and put it into government coffers. Now, there's a Slovenian company that is collecting the money and taking 40%. You see that kind of thing. So, and
so
that happened we are, and it's still happening. So yes,
yeah,
I'm in opposition, but I have to bring the government
so,
to power. I'm not hearing.
Yeah. Thank you, Council. Now let's take you to the next issue. This is very important that we need to understand.
All right.
Remember, you are cutting in.
Yeah.
Remember, you are breaking in there.
Remember, I have one question.
Yeah. Go ahead, Chief.
Yes. So I wanted to know, you supported this government, and this government is empowered. I guess there was a plain agreement before going into this election. And what have been the relationship with you and the current president at time with some of those issues? How you guys managed to handle them? How you guys handle some of those issues?
All right. So we didn't have agreement. I'm a different kind of politician. Both Boubacar and his running mate Kun were really, really surprised when my party announced that we're going to support Unity Party, because I was sitting here on my phone. I was getting calls from Kun. I was getting calls from Boubacar. I was getting calls from Weah. I was getting calls from one Kalasco, special assistant president. I was getting calls from some ministers right in this place. And I just looked at the call. I didn't answer. So I did my consultation. And unknown to them, we just made an announcement. They said, oh, but the man didn't talk to us. The party didn't talk to us. We made our decision based on national interest, not based on any arrangement like, if we support you, will we get this opportunity and all of that. Although my running mate works in the government as head of the EPA, but we didn't reach that arrangement before campaigning. We did it because we felt this candidate was better than we are, because we, in my campaign, have been saying that CDC took Liberia to the ICU. So I could not have voted for a candidate that said took our country to the ICU. Then Liberian people will say, oh, but you just want Liberia to die now. You say Liberia is in the ICU. How could you vote for someone who took us to the ICU? So we voted for a candidate that we felt was better based on national interest, but we didn't have an agreement. Romeo.
Yeah. Remember said ask a question, he internet is giving him a hard time. Junior, you are muted.
Thank you. Council, let's take you to this. I think this will be our last topic with you, and then we can let you
I gotta go eat.
Okay, great. Now, this whole thing of the War Economic Crimes Court, what do we need to know? Victims and Nyami. I know you've been championing the establishment of War Crimes Court in Liberia before, and you still champion it to today. What should the Liberian people know about this court? What are the procedures that have been taken by the government to train local judges, in implementing these international crimes that were committed in our country? Will this court be an ad hoc court separate from the domestic court we have in the country?
The idea is to make it like the Sierra Leone court, next to a working Sierra Leone. The idea is also to train people locally and to have foreign lawyers, foreign experts, investigators also work, so that it can have the expected credibility. We in Liberia say our judiciary is corrupt, our whole justice system is corrupt, so it will make it totally domestic. Nobody will respect it, So it's going to be, we want to make it a hybrid court that has local and international participation, because we also want the international community to support, provide logistical support. And if they are not involved, if they don't have confidence in the system, they may not support it. This country does not have all that money to provide the required support to make the code work. But the code is a good idea because it's a way of any impunity. In the local court, someone said one time, when you kill one person in Liberia, you can go to jail for murder. But when you kill 500 people, nobody can touch you. So, which is not a good thing, And they say, oh, there were people who raped women at checkpoint, 400-500 women. But when you rape one little girl, one lady, then you go to jail, and that is not good. So, this court is to hold accountable those who bear the greatest responsibility. And people say, oh, a lot of people are dead. I say, that's fine. The fact that it has taken long after the war, if this court is established, even if 5 persons are persecuted, it will serve as a deterrence, because in the future, people will say, hey, that thing, when you do it, I don't care how long it takes, they can come after you. You see? So there is something positive in the length of time you're taking. But the good thing is that the whole country is now gradually rallying behind that idea of War Economic Crimes Court. You talk to the women, you talk to the elders, you talk to the young children, you talk to the religious community. Everybody want us to pass that chapter, to hold people accountable, to put a closure to the 14-year civil conflict by establishing the War Economic Crimes Court. By the way, I might be in Buchanan as a facilitator on Thursday at a workshop of the senator, the OEC secretary, executive director wrote me a letter, and I'm looking at my schedule to see whether I will be available to go there. I haven't responded positively, but it is possible that I could be there.
Yeah. Thank you. So to make a follow-up, then we go to the CEO to ask, now, if this code is established, like you said, we experience the same thing that happened in Sierra Leone, go after people, high-ranking officials, and to prosecute them. Quote unquote, there is a slogan always in Liberia: when you go after politicians or their supporters, people claim it to be political witch hunt. Now, it is alleged that many of these people who serve today in government are people who allegedly participated in the civil war of our country. Do you think, this Heartbreak Court will be independent enough to go after these high-ranking officials of the country?
We are not the first junior to do that. It happened in Sierra Leone. That situation you are explaining is not unique to Liberia. In every country, people are connected, but they hold them accountable. Look, Inga Norman was deputy minister of, I think, internal affairs or so in Sierra Leone under Tijan Kaba's government, and he was head of the civil defense force. Although he was deputy minister in government, he was brought under the jurisdiction of the court for the atrocity that were committed for violation of the laws of war. Because, fighting war itself is not a crime. It is violation of the laws of war. Like I tell people, you can go to war every day and kill 100 persons every day for the next 1 year, right? But as long as the people you are killing have guns pointing at you, you have not committed any war crime. When you kill one innocent person, you have committed a war crime. You see? So Inga Norman, the civil
Thank you. See you. Welcome.
Yeah, was a government-sponsored thing, but he went overboard. He gave command, that were violated of the laws of war. So command responsibility. Your troops do things that you command, you take responsibility. Yeah. So some of that will happen. There will be surprised because it's been long. There are people who did bad things, and today some of them are ravens, some of them are lawyers, some of them are big shots in government. We never know, Yeah.
Thank you. CEO, welcome. I think maybe we can ask our one more question and then let it probably go before.
I tell you.
That's what that man, an incoming lawyer, so he want to ask all the legal questions, but we don't have enough time. We got to bring our woman back. So we got to bring the bro back on a day that he will give us at least 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
Everything across the board. But DK, I will turn my time over to you. If you have questions for the old man, you ask. If not, then I can ask my last question.
Me, I want Uncle Tianwon asking a question. I want him to come back. Okay, Uncle Tianwon on the show are very difficult. You say, I'm teaching you, DK, so Papa, I don't want to ask him any question. You're letting him retire so that the day you call and say, Uncle Tianwon, we want you back, then you will come.
That's what I want to do. But Junior, that's the last question. I think we should ask the old man before he leaves. You can add this to your party statement. It has to do with the whole freedom of speech, the Prophet Key saga, the Yeke Koluba issue. You being a legal person here, what's your take? What do you think the government side has been? Do you think this is something that is fair or something that people are looking at different when it comes to freedom of speech?
So the two of them fell in trouble with two branches of government, right? I have a problem with the legislature because that's a political house, and politics is by free expression of views, and I don't think that he should have taken the action they took against Yeke Koluba. Yeke Koluba said, "Oh, that place, from all the information I have, is Guinean territory." Somebody else could have said, "I'm not true." And when the whole thing started, I think some of you watched my video. I was at the Centennial Pavilion area and said, let the president set up a commission inquiry. Because if that commission inquiry had been set up, they would have invited Yeke Koluba. We heard you say something. Where you got that information from? They take it. Somebody else bring the information. A lot of people have brought information. And we probably would have gotten information that we don't know. And we'll have found the real reason for what is happening at the border, because I live in Liberia, but I don't really know what is happening at the border. My government has not told me. All we know, there are Guinean soldiers at the border. Then the committee will have come up with a report submitted to the president and made recommendations. It happens everywhere. You in America, you realize, if you remember, after 9/11, the Congress came up with a commission inquiry. It was approved by President George Bush. It is that commission inquiry that found that the security agencies in the United States were not speaking to each other. They were not sharing information.
I remember that.
So
yeah.
now, out of that, they created the director of security, director of national security. It is that director that now coordinates the security sector in the United States. Out of that commission inquiry, it was out of that commission inquiry that Homeland Security exists. You see, so it's good to set up that kind of think tank to help people, government, understand and take actions in the best interest of the people. After April 14, President Trump set up a commission inquiry headed by Leticia Brunel, a seasoned retired lawyer. And out of their report, everybody was saying, oh, the Baco Mafia and other caused the trouble. They found out that government people caused the trouble. And their recommendation, based on their findings, the Minister of Agriculture, the Minister of Justice, and the Minister of Finance were dismissed by President Trump. And then they freed those who were in jail. That's what commission inquiry can do. It make you to get the facts. But government has not listened to me. Maybe because even though I supported the government, say, oh, the man, Bwaga asked him to be Minister of Justice. He said he want to be Minister of Justice.
When you come out the next time you come, we'll ask you that question. Why you?
Yeah. So, but look, I've been minister. Me alone, I don't believe that I have monopoly over knowledge or commitment to government. I told, I can tell you now, I told President Bwaga, don't bring anybody who been minister before, don't bring them back in the government. Bring new people. I say you like parable. If third grade students are not promoted to fourth grade, where would the second grade students go? So the young people being deputy minister, assistant minister, they can't be minister too. When I finished telling him that, he said, but I want to become my minister of justice. I said, you don't listen to me, but I said, I've been minister. I say, besides me, yeah, I'm not so selfish to say, besides me, don't bring back ministers. I said, me and everybody included, bring fresh, new, young Liberians. At least they'll be so enthusiastic to display their own talent and the commitment to staying. But he didn't listen to me, and somebody will give me a hard time too, you know. So
thank you so much, Council. Thank you for being here tonight. It's been a wonderful conversation with you. And in 2 minutes, give us a parting comment. Tell us publicly here when you will give us the next schedule.
We gotta write it down.
I don't want to make a clear commitment, but before the month ends, we will have another section, right?
Council give you a whole month.
Oh, you know where we are now? Today is the 9th. And I'm preparing for the burial of my brother, my political brother, Dustin Wolo Colley.
Oh, okay.
You know, yeah, I'm much involved in that. But the teaching and the different things, we'll find time. You know.
Oh yeah, I'm just joking. We'll get back to it. We'll talk that in-house.
We can. I don't know whether that only Tuesday I can even do Saturday or any of those times.
Yes.
We can
any day.
Because Saturday,
Sunday,
weekend I can be home because you think gasoline price up in America is even worse here. So for me to leave Marshall Junction here to go to town, there had to be good reason on the weekend because I used to spend $20 a day. I'm spending almost $40 now to go to town and come back. So
per day,
I can sit down home. Yeah, the diesel price is way up. Yeah.
Thank you.
$225. Yeah. So.
Remember, you got question.
I don't want for the council to clear this before you go. This government you support at time, right? Ingrained within the short period of time, yes. How many percentage will you grade the government when it comes to the improvement?
You know what I mean? I want to be fair. You see, they feel there are people who are monitoring them. Now more others are. Okay, I'm a rule of law person. The government fail in rule of law. You know?
So the percentage, like get a percentage, 60 or 80%.
Like I said earlier. Oh, no. American people have better. They have better measurement than me.
You can do from 1 on a scale of 1 to 10.
1 to 10. I go 1 to 10.
I don't have
That
any
was
data
not
to
a thing.
disagree with them, so I subscribe to that. Is it for the they say for the 4% in rule of law, and that one I'm interested in because I teach law, I practice law, that what I live by. When government fails there, it bothers me.
All right.
And it's visible. Can you imagine police director? I saw a convoy the other day, one car were in a convoy without license plate. I said, oh, you just announced that no car in Liberia should be without license plate. Then you got car in your convoy without license plate. You know, 2 days ago, I saw some police officers riding motorcycle and keeping conversation going on the UN drive. No helmet, but they're arresting motorcyclists who don't have helmet. That type of thing is just terrible, yeah. All right.
So yeah, give us your, in 2 minutes, 1 or 2 minutes, give us your parting comment, and then we'll talk to you. So
first thing, we must all do everything in this country to maintain the peace by rule of law. We must exchange views and be tolerant of opposing views. Like what people are doing, we must do that. We must talk to our people in Nimba. We can have our differences. We don't all have to vote the same way, but we should just respect each other. You know, I mean, we educated people in Nimba today, more educated than our parents long time ago. Those people used to stay in line and vote. Right after standing in line and vote, you standing here, time you vote, your own brother voting for the other president, and they standing in line and showing it to you. Right after election, the next day they're drinking palm wine together. They're going to the coup together. I never saw them getting angry. But we were voting in secret now. We can be so angry and be insulting. It shows that the people who didn't go to school before our fathers were more mature than us. And we also know about democracy.
all right, so it's
Keep it out. We should promote peace.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Promote peace.
Thank you, Council. Thank you for being here tonight.
Bye-bye. Now,
thank you.
Bye for you, boy. Yeah, my whole boy.
Is it remember oh my mango? All right, welcome to the show. You know, tonight is a good night. We have Clinton here for the first time on our platform. We also have Romeo. For folks who are following, Romeo is our newest addition to the team. I want to say thank you to you publicly for all the work that you're doing. We appreciate that, and I know our followers do appreciate that too. Clinton, I don't know, this is your first time and you want to say hi to the people. You can take calls, right? And if the people of Booyah are listening to us, I don't know if you can take calls. You're muted. Let me see if we can unmute the man. Yeah, Clinton, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I said we can take call. We have no more here, and we can take call.
All right, so tell the people we are live. We'll be alive for the next 15 or 10 minutes. Those who want to listen to us tonight, who have questions, they can call and ask us, and then we'll try to answer. Junior,
let us tell us what's on your mind in the district there. Let's hear from the people. Let them give us that perspective of the many things that have been going on in the district.
You know, tell the Booyah people we are live tonight. We want to hear from them. Let them call us. We will be here to answer questions that they have. But I think this is a good night. We look forward to doing this more. Tomorrow will be Dr. Clarence Moniba. He's the political leader of the political party. Was that Linu? He will be our guest tomorrow. So don't miss it. It's going to be a very entertaining show tomorrow. All right, Gina, over to you. So, Eloya, we'll talk about taking call, man. Internet go over.
Romeo, what's up, my brother? How's your end this evening?
You're muted. You're muted.
Romeo, you are muted.
I'm okay now. I think I'm okay. You got me right? So
yes,
I'm actually doing good. Yeah, I'm doing good because Liberia won 3
The same thing that defeated us in Sierra Leone. The same thing they play.
Yeah, but at time you will notice that there's a friendly match, and the coaches will try to reserve some players. So if you monitor the game, Liberia play in Sierra Leone, there were the goal king when the changes of the goalkeeper, as a changes took place, and there are couples of
my internet tripping too. Clinton, the internet gone off. Remember,
Yeah.
LIV, I'm up again. You gotta start preparing mentally.
Today's actually seems to be different because
we're just
about scoring 2 goals.
It's
actually different. Like scoring 2 going for her. It's actually different today.
But you know, they say everybody got on the belly now. So like, bro, don't stand
no. At time, you know, Sierra Leone is not too good to Liberia. You know, the issue about the player is that Liberia have couples of international players, and the coach or the coaches only need to pair those players and change the title, change the size of playing. Recent games that I watched in the 4th Division League last season, when Fasil have a coach that have a tactical playing system. So after the coach resigned and went back to Europe, the coach, the son, he couldn't pair with the system, so he tried to lose more game. So when they sack him, they brought in another coach. So the coach asked the player, what the system they got playing with and you were winning game. And the player started to tell him that so player they were using, he started to play with that system. So I think the new coach is doing well, and we pray and hope that Liberia will qualify for the ACON 2027. Yeah, they actually doing well today. Today is a holiday in Liberia.
Oh, so you're celebrating? I see. You're celebrating.
Yeah.
You're celebrating. No problem. Congratulations to Lone Star. We're excited. We are tired of being, you know, getting that title. Lone Star Day where the day where trophy was tired with, and we want to go back. But DK, my man, what's up, man? Mute your phone.
I don't know. I've been trying to clean the phone camera. It just stayed down. So yeah, I think I had to remove it from the pack to do some work on it. But anything other than that, I think I'm okay. I joined late. I told you about my car situation, so it's actually really stressful. But I think I'm better. And thanks to everybody for the show. I didn't follow the show yesterday, so like I said, I've been working after my car business, so with all the turning around. So, you know, I'm always very situated when I lay by in my car, and I can be shooting from there. While I'm in my car, all my questions can be going away. You know, I car I'm on the society bush. Do you know what you want to say? Yeah.
So I think DK, it's about time we see the reality. CEO, please buy the man his car back. Buy his new car. The car can be complaining about car now, and we just be here. So
you remember that man is ungrateful. Left from here. We flew to Iowa to go run campaign for him. I was there opening door for the man, campaigning. Even the people from Unico, they were accusing me. They said, CEOs, the BKS CEO not turn to campaign manager. And the man came on the show the last time. Let me say BKS was the reason why he lost, why he got only 80 votes.
John, the thing about losing election, people who support you and yourself, when you want to do internal reflection, they will start having issue. So when everybody starts saying how you got defeated, so I was doing internal and John that we will discuss. There are some we will not say online. And like I said, BKS TV, we had to do some internal reshuffle within our system to get things going. I'm serious about that. We will do that hopefully this month. This is the 6th month of the year. This is the 6th month of the year, and so we have to make some major decision within our institution.
I just hope that will not affect my position as country director or host of the show. I just hope and pray so.
The way we come in now is that they reach up will hit Butu very hard. I will look there.
Dig on a serious note, we got Romeo on yet. Romeo is our new panelist. He's going to be here helping us.
Okay. So Romeo, where are you? I will get your number from the chat room. You see the number in the chat room, right?
No, I got me added, man. The man from East Africa too.
Oh, that's great.
That man like bro. You guys see the man like bro. That man is versatile. The man.
Because when you say East Africa, then Agbapolo East Africa.
You know that like bro. You see the internet? You can tell anything. You see internet, man. Know that like bro. But it has been a great show. So tomorrow we'll be hosting Dr. Clarence. It's going to be a good show. Wonderful one. So we look forward to having a really great conversation. But tonight's was nice. I enjoyed it.
What was the news about the former superintendent of Lima?
I cannot confirm that, but a lot of reputable people like C. Mark Doyen has posted that he passed up. But it's getting a little bit complicated.
They begin to say people calling Pendo, but why you went off? So, but come back on now.
Yeah. Let's await him a little bit before.
Yeah, it's people calling Plendo.
Yeah. So DK, I'm reliably told that the former superintendent passed up, but the way the information is coming, other people saying it happened in Monrovia at JFK, other people saying it happened in Mao District 2, around the duo belt there. And we are also informed that they are taking his body to
my issue is not even our institution announcing somebody's family death when the family had not done so.
Right.
I just thought whether it's something that the way it's in the news, so we can do some verification on the way people do things in Liberia. You have no family connection to the person, to the deceased, and people can just be posting that. It just sometimes becomes scary. I know sometimes some family will just wake up and see their relative death news on social media posted by somebody all related to them.
Yeah.
So I think people need to take some responsibility about their actions when it comes to that.
I agree with you, DK. I 100% agree with you. Death is not something that anybody wants to hear, but you see people who are not, and other people tell me to be news. This is where I don't get it. Okay. You take people family issue, you consider to be news. I don't know where you went to your own journalism school, how you compose your own. Clinton, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
And you said people calling.
All right, over to you now, Chief. Oh.
Hey, man.
Yeah, it's just.
But I thought the Lone Star network in Butu is better.
They right on the Lone Star Tower. I don't know what the issue is.
Yeah.
But DK, this tells you how people are very eager to listen to us from that part of the country. So we'll keep trying. Let's see if we can. Mr. Meme. Clinton. You can hear me? Okay, you sounded low. Can you raise your volume up?
Are you getting me clear now?
No.
Can you try to use the microphone instead? Maybe from that point.
But I'm hearing every one of you clear.
Okay, we can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I went out of data because today is my very first time, and I don't know how the show comes on. So sorry for that.
So I told you to come on the other way, but you decided to come through StreamYard. StreamYard can suck data, but we'll talk that one after the show. But you said you got a lot of callers, right?
Yeah, there are a lot of callers. People were calling, and most of them were appreciating, but then. I was trying to bring it alive, so I was purchasing data. But let me just, because I make the promises to them that I will, when I'm connected, I will really learn out so that they can be able to make their contribution, so that all of you that online will know too what is happening. So I just want to read the number out. So all of the callers that were calling, we thank God that we are back online. So the number remains the same: 0887 87 4020 0887 87 40 20. Okay, so we have caller here. Hello, caller. Hello. Oh, okay. Please try the line back. Try the line back. So it's already 87 40 20.
The man learn how to.
Yeah, yes. You know, the people of Booyah are saying the way BK is looking now, it seems to be like something great is about to happen, because for one district to have such a radio station along with the TV where people were sitting in America, other part of the world, to be hearing one another. So I just want, oh my God, what is happening? What is happening? Let me.
And besides that, you didn't show your man tonight, because all your men, AB there, T4 there, all the men got nothing. Right now, you're on the world stage. People watching you from everywhere, so you didn't show the men.
Okay, so CEO, what you have to say? Because the people, most of them were calling, just appreciating, and the other person was asking as to what you wanted to explain on. Okay, let me get to this caller. Good evening, caller. Your name? Where are you joining you from?
Clinton? No.
Yeah?
Yeah,
we are not getting him very clear. So I think you could bring him closer to the microphone.
Okay, so let me do the connection like this. So for that manager,
to our followers,
just wait, just leave on the line, Mr. Down. I want for the CEO. Okay, go ahead. Are you hearing me? Why, Mr. Down? Why?
Because very important. What all going on?
You guys hearing him?
Yeah, he breaking in, but we're trying to hear him. He's breaking in and out.
Okay. So let me do this.
You can relay a message too.
Yeah. According to him, he just want to appreciate you, the honorable CEO, and also the host, because according to him, the way BK is improving, he himself is very happy of it, and he want more than this to happen. So he just want to be appreciative to the BK family. That was his statement. Yeah.
So we'll work on the technicalities, the connection and stuff next time, because a lot of people in Liberia have been complaining or asking for local numbers. Now that we have Romeo in Liberia there in studio now, we have local numbers we'll be using now going forward. So yeah, we are testing it tonight to see how it goes. We'll weigh everything, and then we'll work behind the scene to see how we can make it better. But to our followers, we want to say we apologize for the testing. It's more like a test. You're muted, Romeo. Romeo, you're talking, you're muted. Yeah.
I said, let me see.
All right. So yeah, Clinton, we'll work on that. I see a lot of people want to get involved and talk, but we'll discuss that behind the scene. And so that way, the next time we have, people from Liberia, from Nima, they're coming on the show, then we'll be able to have numbers to take calls.
So can we pause the call line now, because other people still squeezing themselves coming with calls? So can we just stop the call line?
Try one more. Take that call and see if it goes through. Fine. If it doesn't go through, then we'll have to revert.
Okay. So let me text a while to see as per whether it will be fine. Let me just see.
Try. Romeo, if you say anything there, you're stuck on the screen like some kind of but Junior. So we are just testing it tonight. We will try to see if we can work behind the scene and try to get the phone and the speaker and everything set up for tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Jackson. It's great to have you on the show here this evening. I think this is apparently maybe our first um, online encounter like this. I want to appreciate you guys for everything you do in the district there and the radio station too as well. And then moving forward, we will be having a show like this being relayed there frequently, even though it's relayed, but sometimes the network situation to give us a problem. I want to say thank you for being here tonight. It's been a wonderful conversation. We hosted Councillor Tiawan Se Gonglo here tonight. We discussed a couple of issues. And like the CEO said, we will be hosting
Hello?
tomorrow.
Okay. See, somebody's on the line. Are you hearing the person clear?
Yeah, let's test
Okay.
that.
Hello?
Yeah, take the message.
Yeah, Koro, your name, where are you joining you from? Amos Miame, calling from where? Okay, Amos, let's hear you from Yawanyali. Let's hear you.
For our work, we follow it, and we look yes on the water, yes radio station within the Lancaster in District 5. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I don't know whether you get that point.
My man Clinton, we quarter that man calling from Yale. I'm from Yale. I put a deep one where we are.
Man, look at this, bro. I'll show you, man.
But you see somebody call from Yale, nobody calling for Putu. So Yale win.
But next time I call you, I want to call from Butu, right?
Clinton, I beg you, make sure you take one call from Buto before we leave. I don't want to get leaving there.
Okay, I think Buto people are listening. So Buto,
we don't go to bed.
No. So if you're listening to us from your Buto this evening, please call us and tell us what's on your mind. We beg you. Don't let TK win us.
So, Junior, I think it would be better you be the one announcing the number because I think they can get you clear than Jackson. So it will be better you announce the number and they will get you more clear than Jackson.
Jackson, can you read up the number for us?
Yes, the number is 0887
87
40 20 40 20.
All right. So I think the hearing Jackson too as well. Well, we'll take at least one more caller, maybe in the next 2 minutes before we go. You can call us on 087 87 40 20. Again, 087 87 40 20. That's the number to put you through here tonight. We're testing the call lines from District 5. Subsequently, too, we're going to have, Liberia as a whole. Subsequently, too, we're going to have the guys from Tapata giving us the number from Tapata to us to be able to relay the show. It's 4 minutes past 10 o'clock at 10:10. I mean, 10:10 in Liberia, 10 past 10. We'll be calling it a night here. So you got the next 6 minutes to call us if you can. Jackson.
I forgot to announce on Friday, you and your man Rumi will be hosting Mr. Church at 5 p.m. Right. That's going to be all entertainment. No Yanyale man coming to ask for who calling from Yanyale. Nothing. It will be all entertainment. So Mr. Church will be, we'll be starting a new program. I think you guys can work on the name. It'll be entertainment hours on Saturday. So we will be opening that with Mr. Church. He will be our guest on Friday. Junior will be hosting that along with his buddy. And the last time, so going forward, we'll try to start bringing some of our entertainer musicians on here to promote.
Okay, and, so we have caller here. Let me get this caller.
Yeah, do it.
Good evening, caller. Where are you joining from?
I'm calling from your Butu.
Your name.
What Butu in the building?
I think it's I'm calling from your Butu.
Pink man. Okay, let's hear you.
Buja is coming on a map gradually. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you. Thank you.
Don't let TK say anything. Don't let TK.
If I want that, Gio get a
Put a minute back. Put a minute back. You want to spit it, Pete.
Yeah, every remember.
I mean, my it back.
DJ, what you want to say again? You know you will need Puto.
You know, when they say pink, I started laughing. I say, oh, yeah. You're getting a number to retire to call, so no problem. Clinton, you did well.
No, we quite a time for tonight. It's time already. So, Baba Jackson, want to say thank you for being on here tonight. It's been a wonderful conversation with you guys. Before we go, our guest for tomorrow is we'll be hosting Honorable Clarence K. Modiba. Clarence Modiba, he has a very, very large portfolio. He's a professor. He teaches at the African School of Governance. He has been teaching there from 2025. He's also a senior fellow. He served on the IE Africa Center for 1 year. He's also a board member of the Population Institute, which is in the United States. He's part of the Treasury Board. And he has also contested as a presidential candidate in Liberia. And he's also the political leader of the Liberia National Union Party, which is called LINU. So we'll be hosting Clarence K. Modiba here tomorrow. And on Saturday, we'll be hosting Mr. George discussing entertainment. That's my brother from Yekipa, Nema County. So it's going to be a great conversation here. I want to say thank you to all of you for being here tonight. Catch you guys tomorrow. Have a pleasant good night from my end.
you.